Hello friends! I'm getting prepared for my husband's sister's wedding this weekend. So I'm needing like a little retouch on my color, and I thought that I get so many questions about it that why not just sit down and quickly kind of talk you guys through what I do. I typically do this in the shower, but I feel like me doing this outside of the shower is going to be ideal given that I want it to come out a little bit more professional looking than it usually does. I usually just like add it into my conditioner and just kind of slap it through my hair and like let it sit while I shave my legs, but this time around I'm going to go through and actually section it off and kind of like dye it properly. Last time I did it, I didn't get like a lot of the under stuff, and so there's a lot of stuff that needs like some major touching up, and so I figured I'd just walk you guys through while I'm doing like the longer process. I also wanted to try this Blonde Me by Schwarzkopf. It's the blush wash in strawberry. I'm going to mix that with my Divines and see what color it comes out with. I have like a little ice cream tub here that I use. These are from like the brand Fiasco. I love their gelato, and I use all their little tubs for like dog food, Q-tips, all kinds of things, and so I like to reuse these, and so that's what I'm going to use to mix up my color in. And I'm going to use some of my Amika, this is the Vault Color Lock conditioner, to mix my color up into and just get a better understanding of what shade it's going to be. I'm going to just kind of combine these products, no specific measurements or anything like that. I never really measure anything. I pretty much just eyeball everything, which drives people nuts on the internet because they want to know like the specifics, but I never quite do things like that, and so I do apologize. But I will show you guys what the mixture looks like all mixed up, so you guys can maybe, you know, just eyeball it yourselves if you decide to try this at home. I look pretty crazy right now because I just woke up from a nap. I had a shower and then I immediately went and lied down because I've just been feeling awful today, and so I look a little bit disheveled. We are just gonna take a little bit of this conditioner. I'm probably gonna end up using a good portion of this little tiny bottle, and then now I'm just gonna go in and open this Schwarzkopf. I'm going to shake it up first because it's been sitting for quite some time. I've had this for a while, but I've not wanted to try it just because I was worried. But my hairdresser, Erin, says that it won't screw up our like future processes in the salon, and so I'm going to give it a go. I'm just going to take it and just squirt a couple pumps into here. It looks so dark that I'm just going to do like 3 pumps for now. I don't know how dark that actually comes out and pigmented. And then I'm going to take my Divines. This is the one in red. I'm just going to add a little bit of this just to kind of pinken it up a little bit. Where's my spoon? I brought a spoon. Where'd it go? Oh, there we are. So I'm just going to take, I don't know, a very small amount because it doesn't take much of this Divines to get like really pink. So we're just gonna add that little bit into our mixture there and see what we get. The thing about this strawberry Schwarzkopf Blush Me stuff, is this a conditioner? I'm definitely not following the instructions of this product, by the way, either. I'm just kind of winging it, as you guys can probably tell by me trying to read the instructions now. But either way, I believe you would usually just throw it into your hair in the wash, as it kind of implies in the name. I'd be very interested to just give it a go on its own. It just kind of looks, it's a little, the undertone is very orange and like a little bit, I don't know, brown. It's definitely got the rose gold undertone, which is why I'm wanting to use it. But on its own, I just don't know if it would be pink enough for me. So I've mixed up this color, and it really does look very rose gold. And so I'm just gonna give it a go. You guys know me, I kind of just throw things into my hair and see how it turns out. Pink has actually been the least risk for me when it comes to like trying a color, because I have found that when using this Divines especially, that it washes out quite a bit. Like right now, this is about as washed out as I let it get. Again, it looks frizzy and stuff because there's no conditioner in this and I fell asleep and let it air dry, but it washes out fairly well. It definitely leaves a little bit of an undertone, but this might even come out. I've just never really let it, you know, wash out more than this. And so I've not found it to wreck my blonde or anything, as well as my blonde wasn't really intentionally supposed to be blonde. It was supposed to just be blonde enough to get the pink. And so if you guys are trying to achieve achieve like a certain kind of pastel pink, just keep in mind that you do need a certain lightness to your hair to be able to pull it off. We added more foils and stuff so then I could really like enhance that like pastel pink color. I don't think I have a hair tie in here to pull my hair up, and so I'm gonna go grab one and then we're gonna start applying the color. All right, so I'm just gonna take this bulk of hair and just kind of pin it back. Some of my hair is still a little bit wet in the back, but for the most part it's all dried. I wanted to apply this concoction to wet hair because I felt like the mixture goes a little bit farther. Dry hair just kind of soaks it up differently. And so I'm finding I'm not having to use as much product when I am doing it in the shower. We've just gone through, brushed out this bottom layer. I'm gonna now take some of this and put it on my hands. Now people always give me shit about not using gloves to like dye my hair and stuff. And in the past I've understood with certain colors because they definitely stain your hands. But with the pastel pink, it's nothing. This won't stain my hands, not even really for a moment. And so I'm not concerned about that. So just putting that out there. I always get questions about pastel and if they're hard to maintain. And I always tell people that if you're wanting to have a true pastel in your hair at all times, that yes, it is a lot of work to maintain and to try and, you know, keep the color looking fresh and keep it, you know, a certain vibrancy and stuff. I don't typically care too much to keep it the same shade the whole time. Some people really want to be able to maintain, you know, that same color that they kind of really, you know, have their mind set on. Whereas for me, I enjoy the different variations of color that I get when my hair is a pastel or even any of these fun, more fashion shades. I've really enjoyed, you know, like the first day when it's bright and vibrant, and then after the first wash when it's a little washed out. Right now it's a little bit dingy looking, and so I'm definitely needing a touch up, but I really do like most of the stages and enjoy the variation in the hair color. But if you're wanting it to stay the same color kind of all the time, it is definitely going to take quite a bit of upkeep just to, you know, reapply some color and make sure that you can keep that same tone. But if you don't really care like me, well then I really don't find it's still maintenance, but it's not a lot of work. Like I said, I just kind of throw it in the shower and apply it in there, and I find that to be really, really easy, and it's fast and it's mess free. I've already dyed a little piece of our carpet, and we haven't even moved into our bedroom yet, which is where I'm filming right now. The carpet's already been christened by me. I'm already running low on my mixture, and so I'm gonna try and spread it out the best I can on these top layers and make it last enough that I can just kind of mix up another little like last mix up and just apply that all over, and hopefully it'll come out well enough that it can kind of all just blend into one and just kind of create a little bit more dimension rather than like a patchiness, you know? That's always the goal, is that my just winging it will end up looking a lot more professional than it really is. Last time I did my hair, I didn't get the dye up far enough on my root, and it didn't look bad. It kind of gave me like a Neapolitan ice cream look with like the brown root, and then there was like a little bit of the blonde in there, and it wasn't a bad look, but it definitely wasn't like a solid like pastel looking hair. It was more of like a pink tip type deal. Yeah, I do go through a lot of mixture when I do my hair like this. Honestly, I would use a quarter of the amount if I was to do it in the shower versus the way that I'm doing it right now. It just uses so much more product. We're just gonna mix up a whole new tub for this top part and hope that we can get it as close. I'm pretty good at eyeballing it, so I'm not too nervous, and if the top layer ends up a little bit, you know, a little bit lighter, a little bit darker, like I said, it usually just ends up making it look more dimensional than anything. So I grabbed another conditioner. I'm just gonna use this one by Schwarzkopf. It's a pH 4.5 color freeze conditioner. Whatever conditioner you want to use will do. I would suggest using a white conditioner so it's more true to color and you have a better idea of what you're gonna come out with. This conditioner is a little bit pink, but it's not gonna matter because my hair that's the color that I'm going for. We've added the conditioner in there. I'm just gonna add another I'm gonna do another 6 pumps of that. And then we're gonna go in with, I don't know, like this much of the pink and see what we end up with. I think we've mixed up, you know, something that looks similar to what we've already applied. Hopefully it is. And I'm just gonna go in and finish applying to these top pieces. Oh yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a really nice color. I feel like this is gonna be the perfect rose gold, and so I'm very, very happy with how it's looking. Our second mixture looks like it's come out very similar to the first. Similar enough that I don't think you would notice that there was 2 different mixtures gone in with. Now, because my hair is so thick, I always have to make sure to pull it all apart and go into the ends a little bit more intensely. Kind of make sure that if I was to pull my hair up, as you guys can see, there's a little blonde piece that hid in there, that you get those and you don't miss any of those pieces that are hiding in amongst the other hair that you've already dyed. That happens a lot of the times. Usually it does just help to add a little bit of dimension, and then I'll just have like some streaks throughout that are like not quite as, you know, colored. Like I said, I'm wanting a little bit more of a solid application for this because I've got a couple days until the wedding, and so I'm wanting to make sure that everything's really nice and saturated, and that way when I wash my hair prior to the wedding, it will still be a really nice rose gold. So now I have some mixture left. I'm just gonna take all of the remainder and just go through the rest of the hair and just really saturate those ends and just try and get it all mixed up in there. It's looking pretty good. I would say she's looking saturated. I'm gonna let it sit for about 5 minutes or so before I go and hop back in the shower and rinse it off. I'm gonna rinse it with a nice, more like cool, lukewarm water, so then that way I'm not taking out any of the color. That's something that will help your color to last a little bit longer, is if you're not washing your hair with a super hot water. I really like a nice hot shower, so that's difficult for me, and that's why I usually have to touch my hair up after every second wash about, because I always have really hot showers, and so when I'm washing my hair, I'm washing out a lot of the color. I'm gonna go in and just rinse it with a nice lukewarm water, and then I'm gonna hop back on camera and show you guys the end result of the color. I am really excited. I think this is gonna be the closest to what I've been looking to achieve that I've gotten so far, and so I'm happy that I did sit down and film it, because it was a little bit of a spur of the moment thing, but hopefully it turns out. And so I'm gonna go wash up my hands and maybe have a snack or something, and then I'll hop back on camera. Okay everyone, so as you guys can see, it is very pink. This is definitely not pastel, but that is a good thing, because like I said, I've got at least another wash before the wedding, and so this will wash out a little bit, and I feel like it'll be the perfect color for the wedding. Okay, so the light changed dramatically over the time of me getting the rest of me ready. It's not really changed in my favor. I don't really feel like, oh, I missed it. I just missed it. But anyways, this is the finished look, and as you guys can see, it's a really beautiful pigmented rose gold. I feel like I'm going to get the perfect like pastel-y rose gold out of this after I've washed it once, and so I'm very happy with the color. I think it looks beautiful. I don't think it looks overly different from how it looks when I just use the Divines, so I don't think the combination of the two products really gave me too much of a different end result, but overall it looks beautiful, and I'm glad that it didn't go astray and turn out very differently than what I anticipated. And so I hope you guys found this helpful. I don't know if it was helpful or interesting at all, but I thought I would just share it. And yeah, subscribe if you wanna, and I will see you guys in my next video.